distinguished personnel officers and the guests which are available in the audience. Very good morning to you. At the outset, I'd like to thank the organizers for inviting me to speak on this occasion. The topic chosen is very relevant and is very much concerned with all of us in our day-to-day lives. PSUs, as you can see on the first slide, on the first page itself, that highlights the importance of public sector undertakings in our society. In the Independence Day speech, our Honorable Prime Minister said, "Make in India," because probably he meant when we make in India, we made India or we make India. PSUs are day and night engaged in making in India. PSUs are Indian PSUs, we make in India, and by doing this, we make our country what we are. Evolving PSUs have evolved India. As you can say, that we provide the business opportunities, we earn a lot of foreign exchange, we provide employment opportunities, collect revenue for the government, engaged in development, research and projects, and also we are engaged in tremendous CSR activities which go to help our society at large. Now I will present before you that how a small PSU, which is in Calcutta, achieved this story of e-commerce. Earlier MSTC, which was founded in 1964, was a scrap canalizing company where any scrap which was to be imported into the country or exported out of the country had to be canalized through MSTC. After that, with the OGL coming in, the scrap was decanalized and it was made open to general public, and then MSTC probably had no work at that time. It is at that time that we were thrown from a guided kind of a business to an open sea, and then we started to find out that what to do and how to take this company forward, which was even fearing the closure. At that time, we tried to diversify into e-commerce. The first project which we did in e-commerce was e-auction of scrap in the country, especially for the defense. Earlier there were physical auctions coming, all kind of mafia dealings were there, people not being allowed entry into the arena, lot of fights and other things and mundaism going on in the physical auction area. We thought that if we can stop the assembly of the buyers and sellers at a place and convert it into e-auction, all this will go away. And indeed that happened. I remember in the earlier days when we tried to put it into the electronic mode, the dealers in the scrap buyers and sellers in the scrap market were not very well educated. They were not aware of the, how to handle the computers. They were not aware of the internet. At that time, MSTC started a program of educating these buyers and sellers. And in that educative program, I would say that MSTC contributed a lot into developing e-commerce into this country. You know, the kind of shape and the development which we witness now in the country, I will not be wrong to say that MSTC was the harbinger of that, and we were the people who, first of all, put the seeds of e-commerce into the soil of India at that time. It was, I'm talking about 2001, 2002, and 2003 at that time. In 2004, we started e-auction of coal for Coal India. Coal India was mandated to e-auction coal for power uses. Other than power, they were auctioning coal or selling coal for non-core activities like cement plants, washeries, and also for the brick kilns and other things for non-power use. When we started auctioning this coal, it made a lot of difference to Coal India. I must say that because the prices of the coal went up, it became a transparent trade, and because of this, Coal India gained a lot, and it was converted from a loss-making company to a profit-making company. This was the power of e-commerce. This was done in 2004, and then as you can see in 2010, we moved into from coal, from scrap to other products. In 2010, we started e-auction portal for the tea for the organization called T-Serve, and presently we are engaged in converting this e-auction for UPASI, which is the United Planters Association of South India. This is also tea and other materials like spices and other things. Coffee is also in our radar, and we are trying to convert this coffee sale also into an e-auction mode. 2011, as you can see, I will now tell you what is the power of the e-commerce, what is the power of an e-sale or e-auction. 2011, we auctioned human hair for Tirupati Tirumala Devasthana. And let me tell you that in the first auction itself, instead of 33 crores, they got 133 crores. They were singing songs. They have now engaged MSTC for the complete their sale and purchase of materials through our either e-procurement model or e-sale model. 2012, this iron ore is another success story. Iron ore, I can tell you what is the power of e-auction. By converting iron ore sale in Karnataka into an e-commerce mode, the government of Karnataka has earned 300 crores extra in the form of royalties, taxes and revenues. The politicians in Karnataka now have a lot of kitty in their hands for developmental activities. In a state like Karnataka, if 300 crores extra is coming, that means a lot. Lot of development activities can be done. And how it has been done? Only because Khata 1 and Khata 2 is not there. There is only one Khata, and that is the e-commerce Khata. So everything is now transparent. It is all the collection of the government duties and revenues are on a percentage basis. When the sale and the purchase amounts are displayed and captured realistically, even the tax collections go up. So this is the power of e-commerce, e-auctioning. Other things, like now we have also been engaged for the auction of iron ore in Goa. Recently, now we are presently engaged in the auction of red sandalwood in Andhra Pradesh, which is a confiscated item. It's a banned item, and MSTC has been engaged to do it in a very transparent and fair way. And I'm sure that we'll be able to succeed in this also. These are the success stories which I have already narrated. I did not mention about INS Vikrant. The reserve price of INS Vikrant was 28 crores and it was sold at 62 crores. And some figures about coal, for Coal India this year we sold about 27 million tons and auctioned for 4,000 crores. Tirupati I have already mentioned. Like that, e-commerce now in MSTC we feel that each and every product can be converted into an e-mode. It is only that the seller or the buyer should engage MSTC and should have the willpower to execute that. Anything can be done. Now, what is the impact of it? That the information is available. MSTC has got about 60,000 buyers and seller registers with it. The moment you engage MSTC, the whole world of buyers and sellers is exposed to your product, either for sale or for purchase. There is concurrent multiple events can take place. At any given time, about 30 to 40 auctions are going on MSTC's portal. So concurrent events can take place. Auction is recognized by the enforcement agencies as an open tender process. So there is no question when being asked, when you go for an e-auction, e-purchase or e-reverse auction for procurement on MSTC's portal, it is equivalent to an open tender. Minimal human intervention. The buyers and sellers do not meet each other frequently, do not come to know that who is bidding for what, and therefore there is no human intervention. The time is saved because the instantaneous decision of sale and purchase can take place. Files need not move. In a normal conventional paper tender process, it takes months to finalize a transaction. In an e-auction or an e-reverse auction, it takes only seconds to finalize a transaction. So that is the impact of e-commerce. How do we do this? As I said that we have a large customer base, we have dedicated staff in MSTC, which has got this customer base created over a period of time. We have a copyrighted e-commerce module, 256-bit data encryption system, STQC certification is available, CMMI level 3 certification is available, which very few organizations in the country has as of date. Rightmost Media is a support, which helps the CDC and the enforcement agencies to find out if somebody has unauthorizedly tampered with the system. It gets recorded on a non-erasable media at a customer end, so it can always be found out that who gave wrong command or unauthorized command to the system at any given time. So it's a very big deterrent for any unscrupulous person. Then MSTC is bound by CDC guidelines and other guidelines of the Government of India, which the private players do not have to follow. As far as e-commerce is concerned, I would say that this is the omni e-commerce. It has percolated down in the society. As we said that MSTC started with the minerals and the bulk products in the beginning. But now, as you can say, in the retail sector, there are plethora of private companies which have come up: Flipkart, Myntra, Snapdeal, TripAdvisor. There are hundreds of them, and they are all operating. I would not be wrong to say that if MSTC can take pride in this fact that we were the initiator of e-commerce into the country, which has now been lapped up in the retail space by so many private players, and they are, and India has made a name internationally also on this ground. This is what my slogan is, that e-assuring India, and certainly as a PSU chairman, I take pride in this, that we are the initiator of this important systemic change which has come into India. Now I would throw some light about some new initiatives which MSTC has been taking as a PSU in order to help the society, in order to help the country. For coal, for augmenting the supply of non-coking coal to power utilities. As we know that there is a big shortage of thermal coal into the country. India imports about 90 to 100 million tons of coal every year from countries like Indonesia, South Africa and other places. We are a big importer of thermal coal. What MSTC is planning, we are planning to start a kind of a reverse auction in which the miners directly will participate, thereby bringing the price of the coal to the Indian power utilities. If the middleman will be eliminated, the miners will be directly participating in a reverse auction. Obviously, the financial savings for the power sector is going to be huge. We made a presentation in the CRC and also in the CA, and I am glad to inform that the first order we have got from Mahagenco for trying this out. And if it is successful, there are huge savings for the power sector in this. We are also in the process of converting into the electronic mode the forest and agri products into Kerala. Kerala government has decided to engage MSTC for e-auction of timbers. Again, it is the same story being repeated. What happened in the defense scrap auctions. Right now, the timber auctions are all physical. Mafia operation is there. All kind of nonsense is going on. So the government of Kerala has taken the first lead, and they have engaged MSTC to convert this into electronic mode. And I am so sure that I'll be able to do it. and the benefits what defense has got, the simpler benefits the state of Kerala will get, what Karnataka has got by putting auction of iron ore, the same kind of advantages Kerala government will also get. Upasi have already spoken. Then I have also bidded for starting the e-procurement system in defense and paramilitary forces. We are all aware that how much defense is criticized for corruption in the procurement systems. I am talking about the general items, not the technical items. And if we can convert the general items into e-procurement mode, a lot of benefits will accrue. Then NPS for bank, again the auctions, this can be converted into an auction mode. Third venture in which MSTC right now is engaged is starting a first shredding plant in the country, auto shredding plant in the country. Right now we have no system, no mandate, no legislation that an end-of-life vehicle must be shredded. It keeps lying here and there, it is cut in the unorganized sector and which is not scientific at all. The good quality auto grade steel finds way into inferior end products. Like that, the value of good quality auto grade steel gets relegated, which is not correct. The cars can be new, but the steel in the car can be 100 years old. It can be recycled. So there is no problem about that, and we are now about to start the first auto shredding plant in the country. India is a net importer of shredded scrap. We are importing about 8 million tons per annum from advanced countries like US and Europe. So we will be converting now this value addition into the country. So these are the three major areas where MSTC is trying to divert, and I am sure with these measures we are going to get a lot of benefit for our society. I will end my speech with a little story. In MSTC, one day one gentleman walked in and he wanted to participate in an auction. He said that we don't allow people to participate from our office, but since you are insisting, we have an area where you can sit quietly and participate. The auction was to close at 6 p.m. There is an extension system in the auction. If somebody keeps on bidding, it gets extended. So he kept on bidding, and then it went up to 7:30. Then the chowkidar walked into him and said that it is now 7:30. Now you please leave. I have to close the office. He picked up his mobile phone and talked to his father, and he said that पापा जी तो क्या करूँ? मैं पढ़ाता जा रहा हूँ और ये कोई पढ़ाता जा रहा है उधर से और ये 7:30 बज गया. पापा ने जवाब दिया, अबे खुद ये तू है, तू मेरी जगह बिल कर रहा है, मैं यहाँ घर से बिल कर रहा हूँ, तू वहाँ ऑफिस से बिल कर रहा है, कहता तू बंद कर इसको. So this is how we take the maximum value out of the product through the e-auction system. Thank you very much.